Very interesting indeed, man. Very interesting indeed.
I feel my hairline receding.
No, don't say that. Listen, you need vitamin B, man. That's what you need. But we are talking about the importance of vitamin B, and of course it plays such a huge role in your body for things like your energy levels, your cell metabolism, your brain function, and you need to make sure that your body is able to absorb it.
Yeah, so next up we're going to learn more about how taking long-term medication can affect our vitamin B levels.
Last week we spoke about how gut health affects our vitamin B levels. Today we found out how long-term medication could lead to the development of vitamin B deficiency with Professor Nathalie Schelack. I'm loving these conversations that we're having around vitamin B, and today we want to put the spotlight on, those who use chronic medication over a long period of time, and what effect does that have on your overall health?
Yes, so a large percent of the population are using chronic medications. And one can even look at this in the sense that, is it for conditions? So these are medicines that include diabetes or hypertension, so high blood pressure, or diseases related to your blood sugar, or patients that are taking it because they've got an underlying infection, for example, HIV or TB. And certainly these medicines can have a hazardous effect to your gastrointestinal tract. And this could either then lead to you having a lack of absorbing, so it can impair how you absorb nutrients and vitamins. It could also impair how you distribute what you are taking, how are you eliminating, and even how are you breaking down any of your nutrients or your vitamins.
Now, I know last week we touched on the importance of your gut health and the role vitamin B plays. So for those who use chronic medication, how does this impact their vitamin B levels?
Okay, so there are certain chronic medications, for example, patients who have seizures and use it for management of their seizures. Some of those medicines can actively impair the absorption of some of your vitamins. Some patients or people are using it for a stomach ulcer, and then that medicine can actually decrease your acidity within your stomach. And that actually affects the way in which you absorb vitamin B12 especially. And then some patients are taking medicines that block the activation of vitamin B6. So in other words, you have vitamin B6, but because you are taking this medicine, for example, isoniazid and TB, you actually cannot absorb it. So it's important that when you take chronic medications and you start feeling different to what your healthcare professional said you should be feeling, or you thought, I'm going to become healthy, I'm taking these medicines, why am I not becoming better? To ask your healthcare professional to check your vitamin B levels if you suspect, like we've mentioned earlier, that you have these signs and symptoms.
So how does vitamin B then help those who use long-term medications?
So if these are medications that impair your vitamin B absorption or distribution, the vitamin B supplements that you are taking will then improve you actively absorbing your medicines and your nutrients, helping you to have sufficient energy levels, helping your overall nervous system so that you can actually start feeling better again, and that the chronic medication that you are taking that's supposed to help you is helping you, but you also have sufficient energy to do what you are supposed to do.
Interesting, very, very interesting. And what other medications can cause a vitamin B deficiency?
Okay, so we've mentioned medications that are important for diabetes. So patients that has diabetes type 2 sometimes use a medicine that is called metformin. So metformin may impair the absorption of especially vitamin B12. There are medicines that our patients that are HIV positive or has TB that are taking that actually prevents activation of vitamin B6. So those patients will have to have a checkup on their vitamin B levels. There are patients that has a peptic ulcer or stomach ulcer that are taking medications for that can actually prevent the activation or absorption of vitamin B12 or cobalamin. So those are just a few examples. There are lots of other medications. And I think just to end off that question is, remember, if it's any medication that you are taking for a nervous system, your overall nervous system, or anything that you are metabolizing food for, or blood-forming products, and you're not really feeling better, have your vitamin B levels inspected.
Thank you, Professor Schelack, for shedding light. And of course, I'm enjoying these sessions where we get to learn each week a little bit more about the benefits of vitamin B. So don't forget to join us next week when we talk about the link between vitamin B and chronic medications such as metformin and proton pump inhibitors.